Hey, it's Mike at Cross Country Mortgage. Happy Monday morning. It's your Monday morning mortgage update for the week of December the 18th. I hope you all had a good week and are having a good holiday. The month is flowing fast. Weather's great. And we had a great weekend, had a great week, a lot of parties. We did our annual game night with family and friends, ugly sweater contest. And I'm going to put this out there. Guess who won? Gail and I stepped it up, and it was you got to be very, very confident and very bold to wear something like that in semi-public. So, yeah, it was a great game night. We had a wonderful time. So let's talk about the market, what happened last week, what's going to happen this week. I always try to give you info so you can go out and talk to your buyers and sellers and be more impactful in those conversations that you have. So last week, we saw rates improve. Rates did a great improvement. And let's talk about why that is. I just want to show the charts really quick so you can see it. This is the trading of mortgage-backed securities in the bond market that I show you on often. And basically, when we see this graph go down, that shows that money's flowing out of the bond market and mortgage rates are going up. When we see the graph go up, that means money's flowing into the bond market and mortgage rates are coming down. Mortgage rates are determined by the trading of mortgage-backed securities in the bond market. So last week, the Fed met their last meeting of the week, of the year, FOMC meeting. On Wednesday afternoon, Jerome Powell came out and said, hey, we are probably going to cut rates by the summer, and we're sure not going to raise or hike rates anymore, which they've been hiking every meeting except 4 since March of 2022. And the market just went crazy. They reacted. The bond market got stronger, as you can see on this big one-day movement where my cursor is. That's a huge one-day movement. If you look back 6 months, you don't see a lot of those. And the stock market got better. Why? Typically, if the stock market gets better, that means money's flowing out of the bond market. But we saw both markets get better. Why? Because lower inflation is the big indication here, means that could be a stronger economy or a better recovery, faster recovery in the economy sooner. And if they're going to cut rates, that's a faster recovery. And the stock market loved that. And the bond market loves it because when inflation comes down, mortgage rates get better. So it's kind of a double whammy of positivity. And then, we look at the last couple of days, there really hasn't been much movement. Everybody's kind of settling into the news that came out and really absorbing it and being less reactionary, because Wednesday was definitely reactionary. So what are we looking at this week? We're looking at inflation and a lot of data coming out. So inflation is always in the top 3 items that are going to impact the bond market in every week. And the third and final report that comes out every month, the PCE, is coming out on Friday. It's the Fed's main source of inflation, what they really hang their hat on. And we expect that to be flat or maybe even a slight worsening of inflation, not a decline. So if it's as expected or even a slight worsening of inflation, that's not going to be great for rates. If it's completely a miss and it declines, it's going to be very positive for rates. A lot of data coming out this week. So the second and the third economy, China and Japan, are both having their form of an FOMC meeting or their federal meeting this week to determine what they're going to do with their equivalent of a Fed fund rate. And keep in mind that all the other economies, we're a world economy. They've all been late to the party in raising their Fed fund rate, fighting inflation. We did it first, and we were much more aggressive with it. So we're starting to see the impact of the Fed raising that rate to fight inflation sooner than they are or they have been. So what they do is going to really impact our market. If they raise rates again because they're having more inflationary problems, we could see our rates go up. And Treasury auctions, U.S. Fed is selling debt. They do this every month, And so if we see a big appetite to buy those bonds, those treasury bonds, that's actually money flowing into the bond market. That could be good for rates. A lot of housing news this week. What is the housing industry doing? It's still showing strength. New building permits, home sales, not going to really impact the rates, but it could just give us a sign that the housing market is really not slowed down. It's still showing strength. And then the final thing, it's consumer confidence. So when the consumer feels worse about the economy and they've shown bad consumer numbers, bad consumer confidence numbers month over month this year, if that continues, that's going to be positive for rates because that means weakening economy, money flows into the safer bond market. If the consumer confidence is higher than expected, that could be worse for rates. So moving into this week, a lot of volatility again. We got a short week. Friday's a half day, and then the market's closed on Monday because of Christmas. And then next week is a short week and a half day on Friday ahead of New Year's. So we're packing a lot of data into this week because next week's kind of a pretty silent week between Christmas and New Year's. So a ton of volatility. We expect probably rates to stay flat, if not get worse. So we're cautiously floating this week, cautiously floating, really watching the market, paying a lot of attention to it. So if I don't see you next week, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I hope it's a wonderful week for you and a great weekend. Happy New Year. I hope you're grateful for 2023. I'm so grateful for all of you that watch, that comment, that give me good feedback and constructive criticism on what I can do to improve this. My goal in producing this weekly videos to give you content and to be relevant and to impact what you do and how you can do it on a weekly basis. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate you watching. Have, again, a great holiday, Happy New Year, and let's kick it 2024.